Gun fam, what's up? It's the Gun Brother. Thanks for tuning in. And I want to get on this comment real quick simply because, and what's up, Chris, over at FTAC. Just want to, I want to talk about the comment itself. I want to address something that I think gets lost and it gets confused a lot. So number one, first layer is depends on the state. No, it doesn't. The use of deadly force is pretty universal everywhere. And that means you or someone else is in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. That's every place. The only caveat, I think there may be a couple of states that don't extend to the third person, but I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. But even in any case, it's at least you are in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. That's number one. That is when deadly force is going to be authorized or justified. And I think what happens is people confuse that with stand your ground, castle doctrine, things like that. And those say that you don't have a duty to retreat before you defend yourself. It doesn't say you can automatically use deadly force. You can't automatically use deadly force on someone any place. What those say is you don't have a duty to retreat in order to defend yourself or in order to claim self-defense. The level of force that you use still has to be commensurate with the level of force that you are being attacked with. Okay? So if it doesn't require deadly force to stop that threat, it's not going to be authorized. Even if it's in your home, if you still have to prove certain levels of events that merit deadly force. Even if it's on your land, even if it's, in public and you're in a stand your ground state, you still have to be able to prove that deadly force was authorized to stop the threat. If the threat did not require deadly force, you're going to be held accountable for that. So I think those levels of things get confused. Another thing is, she stated that she's a female, this is a man, twice her size with a bat. And so normally we call that officer subject factors, but subject to subject factors. And that's an articulable reason to elevate your use of force. But in this case, and don't forget, click the comment so you can see the video, so you can see exactly what we're talking about. In this case, the occupants of the vehicle were never in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. The vehicle was. The man came, struck the vehicle, left. He had a bat. That's it. No one was ever in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. There are scenarios that we can articulate that what if, but it never got to that. If he continued to beat the car, if he came to one of the particular windows, those could indicate an attack on an individual, but those didn't happen. What happened was he struck the vehicle, turned around and walked away, or actually ran away. So at no time was anyone in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. Problem with that line is fine, and it comes and goes. There have been situations where somebody was in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death, then the event progressed and they weren't, and then the event progressed and they were again, and then used deadly force. Or began to use deadly force, the subject retreated, and they continued to use deadly force, and they were held accountable for the rounds that they shot after the subject retreated. So the use of deadly force, you have to be in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. I know it seems crazy. Emotionally, that's the part that we have to get away from. I know a lot of people thinking, you come to me with a bat, I'm shooting. You have to articulate at what point you are in imminent danger of serious bodily harm and death, and the vehicle offers a lot of protection. If you don't get out of the vehicle, you're just not in imminent danger of those things at that time. And that's a problem with road rage. Emotionally, people get out of the vehicle and they blame the other person for whatever their actions were. The situation escalates, turns into whatever it turns into, but it always goes back to who got out of the vehicle, who did what and when. And the point I want to make out of all of this, as concealed carry individuals, we have to have a mindset of avoid conflict, period. Okay? Yes, we want to be able to defend ourselves, but a lot of times conflicts can be avoided way earlier than when we think, oh, that was unavoidable. Okay? Once the altercation starts, yeah, there's a lot of emotion is in play. All kinds of things are going on. It's happening in a flash. But if we think back to when the actual event started, probably could have been avoided. I've been in several. I explained one earlier in the summer that I just avoided, stayed in my vehicle, didn't say anything, just kind of threw my hands up to it. But had I gotten out of the vehicle, and then that individual, the reason he was mouthing off may have been because he had a firearm, and he pulled his firearm, I pulled my firearm, and even if I had won that, I would have been at fault for getting out of the vehicle. I'm sure of it, okay? Because I could have avoided that I caused the conflict. I put myself in a position that I knew would aggravate the situation. So, and those are the types of laws that differ in different states. But for the most part, deadly force is only going to be authorized if you or someone else is in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death, and you definitely need to be able to articulate it, and it has to be at that time. So I hope that, just gives food for thought. Again, watch the video, chime in the comments with what you guys would have done or any feelings that you have about it or thoughts, and we'll go from there. With that being said, the Gun Brother is out. I will talk to you guys soon.